Sorry, my hair is still kind of blah because I took a shower earlier, so it's like really poofy. You can still see kind of like some of like the wavy curl and stuff. So I'm going to be doing this because I'm still trying to get the last bit of it dry before I go to bed. So I'm going to be doing this a lot. I'm sorry if this distracts you. Okay, so going to get right into it. So there are a lot of videos. I have a lot of videos. Like I've got like 200 something videos there. I've actually recorded over 300 videos over the past like almost 6 years, like 5.5 years. That's a lot. And I only know that because I actually went to manage videos because I was making some private that I felt I needed to. Specifically because in the past, as I was still learning or before I learned about JKR and her very extremist transphobic views and how she's using her money to actively change laws to harm the trans community where she's at. And that also gives wider implications towards other countries, like the way that she's doing it. The US is already doing shit like that, but it's just, it's awful. The fact that she openly says it with pride. I'm just saying that unironic. Like I'm not trying to be ironic or like I use that as a pun, but just considering this is Pride Month. But she is very proud of doing that. So there were some videos where I had Harry Potter t-shirts. This was before, and as I'm discovering what she was like. So I made those videos private because it's like, okay, I do not support her in any way. I do not support the franchise at all in any way. Like it doesn't matter how I felt literally growing up with the books and the movies and all that, because me, as well as many others, grew up with it. And yes, there's nostalgia, but that is not more important than trans lives. It's not more important than my actual family members who are part of the community. Just the community as a whole, not just trans, but I have actual family members who are part of the community. And they are more important. Their lives and existence are more important than that. So I made the conscious decision that it didn't even matter what the topic was. It didn't even matter what the video was about. Just me wearing a Harry Potter shirt. I took those videos down. So I'm going to first make sure that I have it saved before I completely delete it online. But they're private for now. And that's only because I may want to redo the videos and talk about that topic again, just without those shirts. So there's me managing some of my videos and kind of like taking ownership of that stuff. And so that's when I noticed the whole, like, technically over 300 videos over the past like 5.5 years. That's a lot of videos. But because I've made a lot private or I've completely taken down quite a few over the years, it's like, hey, I said or did something. I got new information. That stuff is now obsolete. Okay. Just get rid of it, But this is also a very serious topic. And first and foremost, I want to apologize because I did not have the correct terminology. I did not know it. Now I do. And no one's obligated to accept any apology I give. Like I'm like, oh, I apologize so everything's good, right? No, that's not up to me. It's up to you if you decide if my apology is acceptable or not. You're not obligated to feel any certain way about it. But I'm apologizing because in the past, I was one of the people that said narcissist when describing my past abusers, or I said it was narcissistic abuse. That is ableist. It is a wrong term. It is not correct in any way. And the reason why is because I actually came across an account on Threads some time ago where they openly talk about being a narcissist, like a diagnosed NPD. And it's an actual diagnosis. And honestly, they started talking a lot about how the diagnosis, people have like hijacked it and made it to be that narcissist means abuser, which is not true because people were equating it as like diagnosis makes you an abuser. And that is absolutely not true. Diagnosis isn't going to make you do something like abuse. that is a choice. Same with racism, same with misogyny, same with transphobia, that is a choice. Even if you had some sort of preconceived notions, which I certainly did because I've gone through tons of abuse and trauma throughout my life, all kinds of abuse. And so like I have complex PTSD because it's not just one kind of event or trauma. Like I cannot have trauma-based therapy because they always center or focus on one particular thing, and everything is connected in me in my brain because I've had so much over a long period of time by different people, by different events. And trauma is not just from abuse. Like there was trauma from like my childbirth, from like for my both my kids. There's trauma from car wrecks that I've been in. Like there's a lot of stuff that I've been through in my life, okay? But I thought the term was narcissist because I thought it meant abuser. And so that's what it equated in my head. So that's why I called my mom, who is very heavily abusive, and my ex-husband, who is very, very abusive. They're just two, but they're amongst many examples of people who've been abusive towards me. But I bring this up because I do a lot of videos where I'm bringing attention to abuse and trauma, where I'm talking about my experiences, and I'm letting people know things that have happened to me, but also kind of signs to see when it comes to abuse, when it comes to like red flags and stuff, and like, okay, this kind of behavior is not okay. Because I have a voice now, I'm going to use it. I am going to bring awareness to something instead of suffering in silence and having other people suffer in silence, not knowing what they're going through or not knowing what they can do to break free from it, which is not always easy, and it's honestly incredibly dangerous. I'm still living in fear of my ex-husband finding me and my kids and ending us, because that's what he promised he would do if I ever escaped him. Like he said it to my face, like, you ever try to leave me, you will die. Like it's he literally stated it flat out multiple times, in fact, especially when he got super drunk because he became an alcoholic. So it's definitely something that I feel very strongly about, but having those terms, those wrong terms being stated in those videos, that's not okay. So I do apologize for that. Again, you don't have to accept my apology. I'm taking accountability and ownership of the fact that I used a wrong term, because honestly, it's too many people think or believe earnestly that, a diagnosis makes you do something. No. It's the same with the whole like autism thing. Like, oh, I'm autistic. That's not justification for you being a complete dirtbag. Like, that's not justification for you being a complete asshole, a misogynist, a predator. Like, it's, people are equating that, oh, you're diagnosed with this, so that should excuse what you've done. No. You're choosing that. You are choosing to harm another human being. That is a choice. A diagnosis isn't going to make you do that. It doesn't matter who you are, what you do in life, where you're from. You're choosing to hurt another person, another individual. That has nothing to do with any diagnosis. And NPD is the same, but it has been hijacked. And so like I have been learning a lot over a period of time, but because me and my forgetfulness, which this part definitely I can attribute to ADHD, I did not make a video about this over here. I've talked about it on Threads. I have openly admitted and stated that it is an ableist take. Narcissistic abuse is not a thing. Narcissism does not make someone abusive. NPD, as far as I'm aware now, via, the account that I've interacted with and other, people, actual doctors who weighed in on a lot of those posts, it's a response to trauma in the past. But NPD does not make you abusive in any way. Now, can someone with NPD be abusive? Well, yeah, because anyone can be abusive. It doesn't matter what diagnosis. people are like, oh, you're this or you're that. So, and then they have the harmful stereotypes. No, like people seem to do this whole like blanket acceptance of like, oh, they did this, but no. That's not how this works. So, because I've been learning a lot, I've openly posted on threads like, hey, when I was calling other people out, like, don't say narcissist because that's a very ableist take, because they meant to equate it to abusive, but they used the word narcissist instead. So I was like, hey, that's kind of ableist. That's not okay. Like, that doesn't make a person abusive. Can a narcissist, a person, I shouldn't say narcissist, a person with NPD be abusive? Yes, anyone can be, but it's not the diagnosis that makes them abusive. That is a choice. So I've talked about how like I definitely understand that because I've had to learn, because I have called like my mom and my ex-husband and many others a narcissist in the past. And so like I have been learning that I was wrong. But I've openly said that stuff in threads, but me forgetting that I have multiple social media accounts, I have not actually made a video here, so I do apologize for that. My steps moving forward is I am going to systematically go through every single one of my videos. Like before I even post this, I am going to go and manage videos and make almost everything private. Almost absolutely everything. And that's a lot of videos. And I haven't decided exactly, but for any of the videos where the majority of the topic is not about abuse and me not saying those words, I may have a slight little blurb for a script, like saying like, hey, at this point in the video, I mentioned once narcissism or narcissistic abuse or whatever. That is incorrect. That is not okay. That is ableist. Like I will, I'm debating whether I'll actually do that for the videos that do not have practically any mention of it, just like maybe one mention of it. I'm debating that. I may not actually do. I may just take it down entirely. But for the videos that is the topic, that is the main topic where I'm talking about past trauma and abuse, I feel strongly that it'd be more responsible to just completely take the video off. Now I'm going to like keep them private as I go through the videos. I feel that I may redo a lot of the videos too, because I am the kind of person who likes to kind of, have a lot of introspection and just kind of like see, okay, how have I grown as a person? This is the way I felt. I like to keep things because I like to look back and see like, oh, back then at this time, this is the information I had. This is how I felt about this. Now I have better information or newer information or whatever. Or there was a shift from this perspective to this perspective, and this is the reason why. So like, I like to know myself. I like to know how I've grown, if I've grown, and what topics I've grown on, if I have. Like, I like to know myself really well. I like to be able to confidently say, yes, I may have done this or that. I do not anymore. And here's the reason why. Like, I want to be able to confidently understand myself the best, better than anyone else. And that's for me, like I'm not telling anyone to do that for you. That's for me. But so like, I may keep a lot of the videos, of course, private after I'm done with this, I'm going to go do that. But I feel that I may redo a video, but it may be more of a like, at this date, at this time, I talked about this topic in this viewpoint. This is what I felt back then. And these are the things I talked about, but this is how I feel now. So it may be like that, I may just redo a video and just touch specifically on a certain topic. And if it has a lot of the whole like narcissistic abuse, whatever the wrong terms, I'm just not going to have that in the video. Like, if I talk at all about past trauma or abuse, of course I do trigger warnings as much as I possibly can. I may or may not have gotten that on all of my videos that include it. So that is another reason to go back and look and be like, okay, if this is talking about this topic, do I have a trigger warning? Because I am very, very firm believer in that, like letting people know, warning them, because I do not want to jump scare anyone. I do not want anyone to come across a video and think like, oh, this is what it's about, and then something triggers them. Like, I do not want to harm people, even unintentionally. Like, I do not want to at all. I don't like to actively go and harm others, but I really do not want to do it unintentionally. I really don't. I have been through that. I do not want to make anyone else go through that. So I do try to put trigger warnings. So I feel that if I'm going to redo, I feel I will, redo a bunch of videos. I will have the correct terms now. I will be able to discuss it in a way that is not ableist, and is not throwing shade or just, terrible views and stereotypes and harmful stereotypes on NPD, because that's really what it's doing. It's saying that, oh, they were this and that's why they did that. No. And also, I can't diagnose my past abusers. I can't. I mean, my mom, I absolutely knew bipolar. I don't know which one, because that part I'm not aware of, but it was known. She herself has said it before. So it wasn't just like a therapist. It wasn't just my dad that knew it. My mom herself has talked about being bipolar. But there's other factors, there's other things. So I don't know if she had NPD. I don't know. Again, I was using the term narcissist because I thought it meant abuser. And that's not correct. So I'm taking responsibility, and so I'm trying to go through and look at all this stuff and be like, okay, any of the ones that I say that I need to critically think, is it just a one-off during this video where I might write a blurb and be like, okay, at this point, I say this, but the majority is not about this, so maybe I'll keep it up. I'm leaning more towards I'm just going to take it down entirely, but I will have to use my discretion on that. So if I do leave something up, I am informing persons first and foremost at the very top of the description that at this exact moment in the video, this is mentioned and that is incorrect. Like letting people know that I made the mistake. I'm editing this on this date at this time. Like I'm going to put that much detail into it because I'm very detail oriented. But I do feel that majority of the videos I'm going to completely take off. Like, I may make sure that I have some of them saved because, again, I do like to look back on myself. Excuse me. I do like to see where my progress has been. I do like to get to know myself. So if there's been a passage of time, like 2 years, 1 year, whatever, a lot can happen. A lot can happen, even in a short amount of time, let alone like a year or a month. But anyway, so I that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be actively going through and systematically looking through all these videos to see the kind of topics I've discussed. And if it has anything to do with like trauma, abuse, anything of that kind of stuff. And if I'm mentioning those specific ableist terms, so I will have to use my own discretion. But I am leaning more towards just taking it off entirely instead of leaving it up, especially if it's more than once mentioned in the video. I'm going to tell you up front too, I'm not upset if, because it's my choice if I want to redo the videos. But like, because I know that there are some content creators out there that are like, oh, but I put so much effort, I did so much. I don't care about that shit. I always work overtime. I always am like doing more than I probably should on everything. So to me, it's not more work. It's me doing what is right, is the right thing to do. It's me being responsible and taking ownership of something that I was wrong about in the past. And so for me, it's not a chore. It's not too much work. It's not oh, I already did all this. Why should I don't want to have to redo it. I don't have to. That's going to be my choice. But I personally don't feel like it's a waste of time. I feel like if, I want to redo a video, I'm going to be more confident about it now. I can look back and be like, oh, at this point in time, this is how I felt. And now I feel differently. So it may be more like me talking about the topic and then, and then doing a comparison, like that's also technically new content in a way. So it's kind of refreshing, but it's just, I feel like I had to clarify that this is my choice. I am choosing to do this. I'm choosing to go through and look through every single video, which is going to take a very long ass time, but it's worth it because it needs to be done. I feel it needs to be done. No one is making me do this. No, I don't like, I am the person who moderates my content. There's no one else behind this account but me. And no one is like calling. That's the thing too. No one's called me out on this. No one has said like, oh, hey, you're being super ableist and this, like, I'm not saying people are obligated to call me out on shit. You're not obligated to. But I mean, if you see something, please let me know, because I want to make sure that I am being inclusive and aware of my actions, my words, and how it affects others. Like I do care about that. I don't want to hurt people in any kind of unintentional way or intentional. I mean, well, there are some people I wouldn't mind hurting, like Nazis. That's my very, very strong, morally gray, like fuck Nazis kind of mentality, but that's a whole other thing. But I mean, like, my words and actions have consequences and they could harm someone. It could trigger something in someone. So there's a bunch of these videos that have been open to the public for a very long time, and no one at all has ever told me that in any of my videos, me saying narcissist or narcissistic abuse was ableist. Not one person has all these years. I'm literally doing this because I have learned a lot about NPD through interacting with people who have NPD and who advocate for themselves and others in the community, and who have tried to bring light to the fact that, hey, you're saying that this diagnosis is the reason why someone's abusive, but that is not correct. So I have not been called out. No one has ever said anything to me. So this is me realizing, well, shit, I have a lot of videos that are like this, that has that terminology, the wrong terminology, the wrong mindset, the wrong viewpoint. Like it is wrong, because you are literally labeling and harming people when it's messed up. It's just messed up. That's just the basics of it. But yeah, it's, no one is holding me accountable for anything. I'm holding myself accountable. I'm doing this. So I feel it is my obligation to go through and actually work on all this stuff. Like to actually be like, hey, this video, I should probably toss it. This video, I mentioned it once, maybe I'll put a blurb, though I'm still leaning towards just taking it down entirely. But yeah, it's my choice. It's my choice to do this. And it's going to be my choice to go through every single video, and which, if you've seen any of my other videos, because this one I'm pretty sure is not going to be nearly as long, but almost all of them are super long. Because I'm a talker and I do not edit any of my videos. I don't have the program or capability, and I am not tech savvy in any way. Like how did I survive in the Navy with my job? I don't fucking know. How do I survive my day-to-day job now? I don't fucking know. Okay? Like like I'm really good with the basics. Like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, that shit. Like I built a brief on how to build a brief in the Navy. Took me like 2 hours maybe. It was very detailed, because I had to teach other ratings how to brief, because it was always the IS's job. It was always the intel people's job. Like, oh, you're the briefers. No, you got to brief your own shit now. It's not all up to us. So I had to teach them how to brief. And I had to teach them how to build PowerPoints. So I literally made a PowerPoint on how to build a PowerPoint. So like, I'm really good at the basics, but beyond that, I am terrible when it comes to tech and programs and stuff. So all of my videos are just literally me talking straight. And occasionally I might pause if I have to cough or need water or whatever. But it's just straight up. So I have long videos. Sorry, that's just a long-winded way of saying it, because I am all over the place. I have so many tangents, but it's just a lot of them at the very least are like 40 something minutes long. So and a lot of them also are just mainly an hour or more long. There are just a lot of videos like that. So that's what I'm trying to put in perspective, that this is going to take me a long ass time, but this is my choice. I'm doing this. I feel it's the right thing to do. It's the responsible thing to do. So it's just going to take me a while. But again, like no one in this entire time has told me that I was using ableist language. So I'm making it a point to bring that up. And I really did feel that I had found the terminology to describe what had been done to me by certain people in the past. So now I have new information, so I'm going to use that. As I said in the beginning, I do apologize for that. So if anyone has come across any of those other videos in the past and they've seen that language and it was harmful or hurtful, I am sorry. Like, that was not my intent. And again, you're not obligated to accept that apology. You're not obligated to think better of me for this act. It's entirely up to you. I can't, force you to consume my content. I can't, like, it'd be wrong for me to even suggest that. But it's just, I need to put that out there, that, my apology doesn't mean you have to accept it. I did something wrong. I'm trying to do better. And this is what I'm trying to do to become better. But there may have been people who saw some of my videos and they decided that they couldn't stand me, or they thought I was a bad person. That's fine. That's fine. I have no hard feelings about that. Like how someone sees me is none of my business, but also if I've done something wrong to someone, or I was toxic or anything, if someone feels a certain way about me because of that, that's fine. Like I there's no reason for me to get upset about that, because like how they see me, like, is how they see me. But I know that there are some people who feel if someone has done something that was ableist, or they just kept certain content up even after learning new information, and they're upset about that. That's fine. Like, I can say I'm sorry, but it's not up to me if that's okay for you. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Just make so many private, and then not tonight because it is super late. I am doing this super late. Because I was doing something else before this, and then honestly, I realized, it's like, oh shit. I have a lot of these videos that are up there with this, and that's not okay. But again, I said all the stuff on Threads, like, but I totally forgot that I have this channel. Yeah, so that's my bad. That's on me. I have to pay attention to the fact that I have multiple social media accounts, and when I post to one, I need to check the others. So I don't check Blue Sky though, because I'm never on there, but I do have Blue Sky as well. But yeah, so I'm gonna go do that, and then I guess I'll give you a progress report at some point. Tell you, like, I've gone through 5 videos or whatever. I've done, I feel like that would be a good thing to do, is honestly to keep people posted on my actions, what I'm doing with my content. But that's just me. That's just something that I feel that I should do. Because again, like, no one is telling me, no one has like called me out on this at all. That part I'm actually a little surprised about, and a little upset. I'm just like, again, you're not obligated to call me out. You're not obligated to inform me of anything. No one is obligated to. But I do, like, I feel like if someone noticed it, I'm kind of sad. Like, all this time I've been saying something that's wrong. I've been speaking in ableist terms, and that's not okay. Like, I'm really upset because I can't do that. That's not okay. So I do like it when people call me out and talk to me and be like, hey, by the way, because it's like, okay, this is an opportunity for me to actually do what is right, and to, comprehend what they're telling me, and understand, like, hey, this is not okay. What can I do to do better? So I do like it when people inform me if I've done something wrong. But yeah, it's like 5.5 years. Uh, so yeah, I'm gonna go through all those at some point. Like, not, of course, tonight. I'll just make them all private. But yeah, there you go. There's my update on that and what I'm doing with my content. Um, at the end of this, I'll say, I am continuing to do a lot of things behind the scenes when it comes to advocating or speaking up or boosting other voices that definitely know more than me about a lot of things, because there's so much going on right now. You can care about more than one thing and just focus on one thing at a time. I think that's what's been helping me get through a lot of this mentally and emotionally. I do have to take breaks. Oh, sorry, I said it was late. I do have to take breaks for my mental and emotional health. But I am like periodically going through set by set, like, okay, I'm paying attention to this, I'm paying attention to that, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. So I'm kind of categorizing things. They're all important to me. They're all equally important, but I'm like, going through each and not trying to overwhelm myself. So there are current events that are happening that I am definitely speaking up about, mostly on Threads, of course, but also boosting a lot over there. And then when people are talking about, like, hey, email so-and-so about this or call this person for that, that's the kind of stuff I'm doing. I physically cannot go to marches. I physically, even though my shoulder is better, I do have other body disabilities. I do have other, issues and stuff. And also I'm in a situation that I cannot risk my children's lives, or mine, because I am the only person my kids have. So being a single parent can really suck at times, especially if you don't have like a community or whatever to help you, like, in person. I do have a lot of great people online, as well as family and friends that reach out to me regularly. So I do have a community. It's just not not in person. So I physically can't do certain things that I would love to do and participate in. But there are other ways that you can help if you can't be there physically, because there are plenty of people in the disabled community that they physically can't go or do things in person, but they can help in other ways. So while I'm working on this, I'm still going to be doing the other stuff behind the scenes, because I'm in such a precarious position when it comes to my job and possibly losing it if I were to openly speak about certain topics. That's why I am not being very vocal about certain things in my videos right now for current events. But that doesn't mean that I'm not paying attention. It doesn't mean that I'm not advocating as best as I can. I don't like using the word advocate because I don't feel like I'm an advocate. I don't feel like I'm doing enough. Honestly, I don't feel like I have helped enough, but that's me. But I am helping in other ways. There are other people too that have posted about this that they may not be vocal, like very loud about the things that they care about or what they're doing to help others, because it could put them at risk. So I am one of those people that could be put at risk, and my kids too. So I'm doing the best that I can to protect myself and my kids, but also still trying to participate and boost what others are doing. If people come up with other information, I'm definitely sharing that a lot on Threads, and I will make my own comments, and I will post, I will participate and give engagement to the people who are able to do more openly things. So even if I'm not speaking about it in any of these videos, that doesn't mean that I don't care about current events, about what's happening across the planet, what's happening, for example, in SoCal. I'm a SoCalian, so it's not just that I care about what's happening there in general, but I have personal feelings about what's happening there too, especially with family and friends still in SoCal and in LA and in Orange County in general and Santa Barbara, and just I have people that I care about that are in the thick of stuff. So it's I do care, even if I don't talk about it. So I'm still going to be doing that stuff even while I'm working on this. I do feel that this is very important stuff to do. I keep pointing this, my laptop's right here. my laptop's like right here. My laptop's like, that's why I like keep pointing at my laptop, because I'm definitely going to be, it's easier to do it on my laptop than my mobile phone when it comes to managing videos for YouTube, because the app doesn't like me very much. I don't know. But yeah, so while I'm doing this stuff, I'll still be caring about other things. I'm just going to have to like periodically this, then this, I'll take time for this, I'll take time for that. So like I'm trying to spread things out so I'm not completely crushed and overwhelmed by everything. So that's how I'm handling stuff. So yeah, that's what my biggest project is going to be right now, is going through the videos and seeing if there's any way that I can still have them and maybe do a blurb of like, okay, at this point I talk about this, but that's incorrect. Okay. Usually I say because insomnia, even if I'm yawning, I'm still going to be awake, but I'm actually like, my body's actually feeling exhausted. My brain feels exhausted too. That can happen sometimes. So I'm hoping that because it is super late, my body will just like be like, okay, we've had enough. But yeah, so I'm going to try to go through, but I really do feel like the majority of the videos of mine are going to be taken down. I do feel like, because I mentioned those ableist terms frequently throughout the video, I feel like I'm just going to take it down entirely. Because that is the right thing to do. It's a responsible thing to do. So yeah. Let's see. It's like 36 minutes. Okay. All my videos are really long. I talk a lot, but anyway. Yeah. That's going to be a lot. But it needs to be done. I feel it needs to be done. I mean, like, again, no one's forcing me to do this. This is my choice, but still, it needs to be done. Okay, so literally have no idea when I'll do another video, because this is going to take a lot of my time, and then stuff I'm doing on Threads is going to take a while. We got a fight on our hands in many ways. Oh my god. Okay. That's like so many yawns in the same video in a short span of time too. I will go. Hopefully wherever you are, you're doing well. And if not, I hope it gets better. And if not, I mean, I'm going to send you good vibes and hugs and stuff like that. I don't know what else to try to send hope and positivity. Not that it'll do much good, because I'm like, I don't even know you. Do I? The people that are watching this. I have a feeling like most of my followers are not people that I actually know in real life. I don't know. Anyway, bye.